But it's like at the non-campsite areas, is it?
No, it's still you have to go to a campsite. It's a parking lot. No, but there's no attendant, no shower facility.
Wow, we really first world.
Really? Travel is back. Are you rushing to go on a holiday? This is your daily catch-up. Ruined it.
Yeah, I ruined it. I'm so sorry.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the Daily Catch-Up podcast, do remember to drop us a sub and also hit that notification button. Okay, so I'm sure you guys would have known by now that Singapore has opened up vaccinated travel lanes or VTLs to a bunch of countries: South Korea, US, UK, Canada, Denmark, France, Italy, Netherlands, and Spain, and Brunei as well, because that was previously. Are you guys going to be traveling?
Actually, on the day when all the articles came out, right, then that night I was talking to Deanna, right, we went to check prices of like flights to UK and everything. So I've actually never been out of Asia, which is also why I'm super excited. I was super excited about it. So then I think a few days later, when the vaccinated prices started coming out, right, then our conviction to going start decreasing.
Yeah.
It's damn expensive.
No, if you don't know, right, there's an extra charge to be under the VTL.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an extra 288 for UK lah. It's an extra 288 that you need to pay on top of your plane ticket.
Right.
And also SIA website crash, I think. Like the day
Yeah,
during
right,
the day
so
on or the day after. So
you
that was-
contributed lah.
Yeah, probably.
It's quite crazy. I remember when because they first announced South Korea first before all the rest, right? And I think Nat and I looked at the prices, and then I think like one flight was like 700 at first. Then we thought, actually 700 not bad. But then we looked at all the other dates, right? It was like $2,000 for like a flight.
Whoa.
I mean, not exhaustive lah. You were just looking at certain dates, right? And it was just like 2K.
To be honest, the countries were not very interesting to me. But then I realized I only want to go back to countries that I've been to.
Like New Zealand.
Like New Zealand, which is the best.
But why you don't want to visit new countries though?
I mean, I do. Just no conviction also.
Uh,
Like, I guess free or what, or like good price, I will still go. But now when like open, and like, oh my god, open, you can travel. Right? Then I look at the list of countries, right? What do I really want to see in those places, right?
Don't have. It's so strange because I'm usually not someone that actually likes traveling. I actually hate traveling. But
This guy.
But when this VTL thing announced, right, I suddenly went like, fuck, I suddenly like traveling again. Like I just need to go out. Yeah.
Wait,
Is
so
that-
actually now, like, what are the steps to like, if I want to travel, like, do I need to take a certain test, or like, what do I need to do, like, if I want to go overseas?
So actually, the vaccinated travel lane is when you want to come back into Singapore.
Yeah.
When you want to leave, right, it's whatever that travel
will
lane
take
is
you,
called. Yeah, whoever will take you. So you have to adhere to those, like, whichever countries, like, rules are. So, like, actually, there's a whole Reddit mega thread on the different countries and what their rules are. We'll share the link below. But, like, for example, Canada, you need to provide a negative test result from a molecular test, such as a PCR, within 72 hours, sorry.
72 days is like one third of the year.
It's not even the right number.
2 months before, you get 3 times.
Within 72 hours of taking the flight.
Right.
And then all the different countries have like different rules. The vaccinated travel lane is when you want to come back. So Singaporeans are allowed, as with other travelers, to take the vaccinated travel lane back into Singapore. If you're Singaporean or PR, you don't need to apply for anything.
Right.
Yeah, but if you are a tourist, then you need to apply and there's a website to help you. So I mean, I've been looking at Reddit and like I think some people have been also saying that isn't it a little bit double standard, because here we are still under the new restrictions, right? It's October, where we can't go out we can only go out in groups of 2 and things like that. But suddenly people want to travel. It feels like a very elite kind of policy.
Right.
That you can like go and travel. Those who can afford it can go travel, whereas everyone has to stay in Singapore and we're still under restriction. Like I think eventually we have to start opening up the country lah. I think we have to try and get back some sense of normalcy, whether that's sooner or later.
That seems to be something Singaporeans don't really get. I feel like whenever the ministers bring up that we need to open up so that we can rebuild our economy, most Singaporeans feel like they have nothing to do with that.
Right.
Yeah, which is so strange to me, because do you remember when it was hard to find, to find a job? Do you remember when all the travels and all the hotel places and the resort places started letting people go on no pay leave or retrench?
Yeah.
But then whenever you see something about how we need to open up to the world so that we can bring in business again, most Singaporeans feel so detached to that. They're like, what is that? Like, y'all just want to protect your economy so you can protect your own ministerial salary. As though it has completely nothing to do with them. So like, what are your thoughts on that?
I can't remember who was it that we were speaking to, right? Nat and I, when we were out, and then they were saying how like it's so crazy how their business like fell by 80% just because the China tourists weren't coming anymore. You know, and like I get it that people are saying why the double standards, like why I cannot meet my family, but my whole family, if a rich family go overseas to Germany, we can all be together, but we can't all be together in my own house, right? I get that, but I think it's step by step lah. I think once we are open to the fact that Singapore is opening up, we can slowly start introducing more liberties.
Actually, one of the concerns that I feel comes up with this travel thing is that like, I wonder if there is like people look at tourists with skepticism and with
The
like,
racism, right?
any animosity or anything.
Especially if
like
you're Chinese looking.
yeah, not just because Chinese, but because like, well, you coming to my country, like maybe I'm the one that's not for opening up.
Yeah.
But then the government decided to open up. Then
Actually, that's my reason why I'm actually afraid to travel. So, because I don't want to go to like Ang Moh country, right? Then they see Asian person, then they be like, is he like bringing back COVID or whatever? And that was actually my experience when I was there in March 2020, like in the UK, right? Where like I felt people were all staring at me when I was in the trains and all.
But that was before China got its shit together lah.
That was before China.
Yeah.
And when people were still bashing like Asian
Chinese
people. Yeah.
No, but you know what the...
It could have been me.
Yes, yeah.
So I hung out with all my like friends, right? Because they were bigger size than me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just like made sure like, hey, okay, don't.
Were you legit scared though?
Legit scared. Until my friends were just like, dude, just calm down.
Yeah. Because you look damn
Only
suspicious.
Only me. Only me. And to the point where like I wanted to wear mask because it was damn dangerous, right? But I didn't dare because no one was wearing mask. And you wear mask, then you look even more suspicious. So I tried to look more.
Wow.
I tried to look more Ang Moh, you know, like I will wear like hats.
actually, would y'all wear masks
If
when
we
you're
went
overseas?
I would lah.
Wait, everybody not
But
wearing.
he's right, you know. There is a wave of Asians in America, especially last year, right? That when they wear masks, they got ostracized
Right.
in their community.
So speaking of traveling, we actually have a special guest lah, but he's not here physically. He's here virtually.
Hey, hello.
This very handsome telephone operator is Ray Ming, co-founder of the Work Salaryman.
Exactly.
The mic
Can
really
you look
look
happy to see us or not?
I just realized.
What?
We retake so that we can get a happy
That's
expression.
that is my happy face.
This is it.
He look like we're gonna take a McDonald's order.
Two large
guys,
fries.
drive-through guys.
I want
Can
the
take your
shaker.
order? So you have one Big Mac, one McGriddles.
Ray Ming actually had a long plan to go to Germany. He was very excited about it. And then he got tested positive the day before.
No, the day off, right?
I only found out on the day that I was traveling. So like
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, I know. I was reading online and they said like a PCR test is recommended or something like that. Then I just went to do a PCR test. Like I just told the doctor like, hey, I'm going to Germany. Should I be taking a test? Then he just say, oh yeah, you can take a PCR test. So actually, later on, my friend told me that I didn't need to take the test, man. So I was actually a dumbass.
But you would have been stopped lah when you arrive in Germany. Like, cause you would have had to take a test there, right?
No, I think Germany they got no test also. So I just shot myself in the foot. But I think some countries will require you to take a PCR test. My assumption was that like I assumed the doctor would know whether Germany need a PCR test, but actually he just want to do the PCR test for me.
But it's all for the better lah. Because if you go there and then you infect there are people there, maybe the VTL cancel because of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's always
Because of you
a
being at
possibility.
home, the rest of Singapore can continue traveling. So thank you for your service.
What a
It's a
hero.
good thing. Yeah. So so tell us how like what happened when you found out, and then like what happened from there.
The clinic person told me first, hey, you got COVID. And then I was like, huh, you're serious? Then I just decided to go home first and be like a responsible citizen. Then they texted me, oh, you're now quarantined for 10 days. And
Why is it like getting COVID? Like as a vaccinated person,
nothing much. Like, I feel like I didn't get any symptoms.
your loss of taste.
No, I've got no loss of taste.
Oh.
I could eat like normally. I could taste stuff normally. I guess like the downside is like, I ordered a lot of food in, then a lot of plastic. Probably like killed a lot of sea turtles or something.
Green warrior.
I'm sorry,
that's
sea
not
turtles.
how it works. You can leave it in your room, then you won't kill it. Do you live with Beverly?
Yeah, I do. So I just stay in the room by myself lah, and then like because she still has to go out and like meet people, so obviously we cannot interact during like the isolation order.
So you had a good
Yeah.
time lah, basically. Actually, it sounded quite fun.
Depends, I guess.
First 3 days First 3 days fun. Did she show any signs of like she's scared not?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she tested a lot more regularly than me because she
She has to meet
meets
people
people
lah.
for a job. Yeah, so
Yep.
for her, like it was the responsible thing to do. I think she tested like 2 or 3 times or something.
And all the way negative lah, right?
Yeah, was all negative. Actually, when I tested, I got a negative result also.
Right.
Was it weird for you to want to post about it on Instagram?
Yeah, of course. So I think there's like there's like some shame, right? Like or like stigma of getting COVID.
Is it though?
I feel it is lah. Like number one, I went to inconvenience like many people's lives at the same time. I never felt so powerful in my life before.
Burdensome.
Yeah. And then I guess there's some hangover from like last year, or maybe even this year, during like the KTV saga. So you got COVID, it kind of feels like, shit, I did something wrong. But of course, when I went to think about it, I was like, hey, actually, I didn't. I just walked around like a normal person. Then I kena lah. So I decided we just talk about it because not a lot of my friends got COVID and they talked about it. So I felt like by talking about it, it would let them know, like,
Normalize it.
Normalize it.
I was quite surprised we haven't kena also, because I was just thinking like with thousands of people in Singapore kena, and then a bit not scary because of the vaccine, right? Then I was thinking, how come I got no friends there? But now got you lah. Thanks, man.
What was the response like though when you posted it?
Actually, people were like really, really supportive. Actually, a lot of my friends who got COVID but didn't dare to say.
Oh,
They actually DM me and I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said oh, I said it again. Yeah. I just want to add, like, as a footnote, like, if you got COVID, don't feel too guilty. I think my girlfriend and I were discussing, it's not that you got COVID, it's just that other people didn't test for COVID. I mean, and which is why, they showed up negative. Like, chances are a lot of us got COVID and there's nothing to be ashamed about.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, actually, it's totally possible that we have it and then we recover from it.
We didn't know, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You got any tips or tricks or not for surviving the 10 days?
I think I watched like the whole series of like Netflix. They have this series called like Rise of Empire. Then you just watch that. You just watch your favorite Netflix show for, I don't know, 10 days, I guess.
Who were you going to Germany with?
I was actually going to Germany myself. Then my girlfriend would have joined me like after 41 days or something.
41?
How long was your trip?
Yeah.
Yeah, so initially my trip was like 10 October to 1st December.
Wow.
But you were planning to do what in Germany for 2 months?
Yeah, so I wanted to like cycle around in Germany. I guess like being stuck in Singapore for like the past 2 years, every day I like been riding like the same places, just made me feel like, I should probably ride somewhere else and see more things. Yeah.
Right.
I follow him on Instagram, and they all follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I will after this.
Same.
He's sleeping. The sleeping plan is one bicycle as the tent prop. And then he just put a canvas on top, and then he will sleep in a sleeping bag under the bicycle. That's the plan, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. It's called bikepacking.
Right. So it's not holiday lah.
Holidays are just people doing what they like to do, I guess. I just like cycling and then eating a lot of shit and then burning a lot of calories after, and then eating a lot of shit and then burning a lot of calories after.
Wait, so your girlfriend does this with you lah?
Not on this trip because she's only here for the last 10 days.
Got it.
But we have done it in like.
Hey, congrats.
Hey. I
know lah. You all live together already, what?
I regretted like the moment I said it. So anyway, so what you do is like you set off from a town, then you cycle maybe like 50, 100 kilometers a day, then you settle, somewhere like, or you camp, and after that you just do it until you reach like a destination, and then you.
Until you get there.
Keeps giving it. But when I saw his Instagram story, right, I was very intrigued, and I did text him and I said, okay, I want to go with you one day. But I feel like it's a 4-day thing.
Yeah.
4 day, 3 night, we check into St. Regis.
So do you end up meeting like other cyclists along the way, or is this really for you to be by yourself?
It depends. Sometimes there are really other cyclists, like, from like quite crazy people. They're like from South America or Europe. And the culture is like, it's okay to tour on bike for like 5-6 years and now go home, that kind.
Bicycle.
Yeah. So when people that ride from like, from Nepal to UK, that kind. I think there's like a Korean girl on YouTube. She has been riding for 11 years.
11?
Oh my god.
So it's really exciting to meet people like that sometimes. You really get
but you have no plans to meet anybody there. You just bump into them.
Not really It happens. Don't happen.
Is it dangerous?
I mean, depending on country I think if you go US, there are bears. If you go like
That's some real
Australia,
dangers,
there are snakes. But I think Germany, I checked that. I think the bear population went extinct like hundreds of years
I mean
ago.
more
So
like pickpocket lah.
Yeah, that's what I was
Human
referring to.
danger.
Yeah.
in the most like isolated of places, usually people are very nice because they depend on each other for survival. But let's say you're in Mongolia or something, then one day you run out of firewood, then you have to be really nice and go talk to your neighbor, right? And I guess that's why people in the rural areas are nice. That's my own theory lah.
It's that childhood friend I feel like I didn't have growing up. Thinking about bears or you need firewood. Wow, so fun.
So you got like go and learn like survival skills or that?
The basics are, like how to set up your tent so it doesn't catch wind, how to possibly stop bleeding, some basic first aid, some basic bicycle repair. Some navigation would definitely help as well, because sometimes you got no GPS.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten lost like on a trip?
Oh, of course. So in 2019, I went to Mongolia. Then after that, there was a
firewood
blizzard.
story was a true story. Goddamn.
So I had to live with a nomadic family for, I think, 5-6 days.
Oh.
And because like I didn't contact my girlfriend for 5-6 days, she thought I died.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she went to call like the police and all. Sorry, police, you're watching this. Yeah. And then finally, like the skies cleared and like the sun, powered the Mongolian solar receptor and enabled me to call people, right? Like, so I straight away called her, and then she was like, "Oh my god, I think MHA is dispatching a team to find you." I was
Oh
like,
my god.
Please cancel, please cancel, please cancel.
What the?
Oh wow.
Oh, but the power of the Singapore passport though.
Yeah. I was really touched. Like, I think if I was a citizen of like, let's say, like even US or something, they just let you die or something. You know what I mean?
Like back in my day, we just die.
Then if like that, false alarm need to pay money or not?
They didn't dispatch, man.
But if they did, like they on the way.
I
Really,
think so.
ah?
And
How sian would it be though? You run a country, you try and do your best for your citizens, but your citizens want to go and cycle the entirety of Mongolia. Then they disappear, then like, wallah, then another fly on f***ing helicopter there.
Yeah, but they only going to dispatch after 5 days though.
Yeah, but I do think, even if they wanted me to pay, I'll be okay with it. I mean, like, come on, like, they go dispatch like a search and rescue team. I think
Yeah.
I
So
was
just
really
invoice him
touched,
lah.
yeah.
Just invoice him, please. If any of my taxes were spent, we just invoice.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, Rayming. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, man. Actually, I don't know. I mean, besides Rayming, I don't know anyone else who's been on home recovery. But I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, he said he watched like one Netflix series. Like, no way I'm gonna survive like if I just
Yes,
watch
yeah.
one
For
Netflix
10
series.
days.
Then what do I do in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Netflix got no nice shows.
I purposely don't watch anything on Netflix now. Just so that when there's a time, right, that I need to kill, right? When there's a time that
Wait,
I
what?
need to kill
The
time.
sentence sounds a bit serial killer.
When there's a period of time where I need to kill time, I have a lot of things to watch.
So what we have in front of Dan, he has very helpfully brought out an infographic. So we're gonna test whether y'all actually know what to do if y'all get COVID-19. Okay, so Dan's gonna say what happens,
Yeah.
and then in your head, you own self think whether you know or not.
And
Okay.
given that we've been sitting here through all these reminders, we ought to know also.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
nervous,
can see
I'm
the
nervous.
infographic.
So if you test positive, you're unwell, right, and you need to isolate.
Wait, I
How-
test positive using what?
PCR.
Hey, good question.
Very, very good.
Wow,
Very, very
so
good.
I'm-
So you're unwell, you went to a clinic, they did a PCR, and you're positive, right? And you're vaccinated. How long do you need to isolate for?
Oh, stun me already. Shit.
I said 10.
Okay, I say 3.
I said 3.
And the correct answer is 10 days.
Ah shit! Whoa! You're not listening.
That's
Come on,
right.
guys. Make
So-
an idea.
Okay.
Okay, so just to summarize everything, right? Basically, home recovery is the default for everyone except partially or unvaccinated individuals aged 50 and above, vaccinated individuals who are 80 and above, children below a year old, and children between 1 to 4 who are clinically unsuitable for home recovery. And if you're not suitable, don't worry. MOH will arrange for care facility, and it depends on your condition, lah. So if you're on home recovery, isolate in a room. If you're vaccinated, it'll be for 10 days. If you're unvaccinated, it'll be for 14 days, or partially vaccinated. You'll get your isolation order and instructions via SMS. Register household members as close contacts so that they can be contacted as well, and then submit their ART results within 24 hours at go.gov.sg/AG submit. The link will be down in the description box below. A HR buddy will contact you and guide you on your HR journey, and then those who need more help, such as if you're a senior living alone, you can call your HR buddy at 68744939. It's not very catchy, we'll put the number below as well.
Difficult number to remember.
68744939.
68744939.
Okay, Singapore, I get this.
Yeah. The other thing you
We're
need to
gonna
do.
get out of this soon.
We will. And then with the oximeter, you also need to monitor your pulse rate and your oxygen saturation as well as your temperature every day. Call your telemedicine provider if you're unwell, especially if you have like high fever or any form of breathlessness. And if you need a list of telemedicine providers, there's a website called go.gov.sg/telemedicineproviders. Doesn't get more simple than that. And last but not least, automatically discharge at the end of the isolation period. So once you hit 10 days or 14 days, depending on your vaccination status, no further tests are needed, and you'll get a memo via SMS lah. So
Thank you very much. This message is brought to you.
Yeah,
by
that's all. The
Daniel
Daily
Lim
Ketchup
himself.
News.
Who has no breathlessness.
Good man.
then.gov.sg.
This is what Malaysia brings to Singapore.
right?
Yeah.
I wish he had a stack of paper so he can at the end.
Yeah.
He can close
Then
his
the
laptop.
camera.
Thanks for listening if you like stuck through all that.
What are your thoughts on
Travel.
like traveling the way Rayming travels?
Cycling.
It's
I
like,
feel like the idea of it entices me, but I
Yeah.
know on day 3 when my socks are wet, I'll be like,
damn, yeah.
No, have you ever done this kind of traveling, like backpacking or like something a bit more rugged, you know?
I always wanted to. I feel like I always use pet as an excuse because pet can't. Like she flat out says no to it, and I've been hiding behind that.
Then don't go with her lah.
Exactly, I can totally do that, but I haven't. Hence, I
Because he
feel
don't
like
want.
I'm hiding behind that. Because I feel like I want. The inner child in me always wants to do that.
Mm.
I always tell Rayming, let's go.
I feel like if he's my boyfriend, right, I damn sian.
Why? Wait, but he said
Like, I
Beverly like to
cycle
do
past the
him.
nice hotel. Then I go to the around the corner of the street. Then I have
Yeah.
to pitch my tent. Walao, it cries, yeah. Is this love?
Hey, true love looks at no money, sir.
Sian eh.
Backpacking. The most stressful part is because I overpack, right? So I don't think I can ever go backpacking because
No,
I
but that's
just
the thing.
I need a shirt for every day.
Once you get the bag ready, then you lift it up. You start looking for stuff to take out.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't need wear underwear on.
You just
need
flip. You flip.
No.
Yeah.
You know, so one is one way this way,
no.
then you turn around the other way, then you flip, you got
2 underwear.
yeah.
But
No,
then
it-
when you flip it in there, all the germs from outside are being in contact with your genitalia.
If you leave it outside in the sun, right, it dies.
No, you don't have to do that. You only need one sleeping shorts. Then your walking / like trekking shorts or whatever, right? So when you are sleeping at time, you have already washed that pair to dry for the next day.
Or
Then
just
at
naked.
most you have one backup. Yeah.
But
other
then
than
I
that,
have to wash every day.
Yeah lah. But then you don't have to carry. You don't have to bring all that cloth with you, ma.
But my soft hands.
Yeah, you don't have to optimize.
Yeah. No, but honestly, I do think about it though. Imagine you pack the bag, then you go there, then like day 2, right? Like your fat thighs got like shavings, right?
Oh yeah.
Your armpit, then like
Your nipples
Oh,
chafe
Lord.
because the back
Yeah, lor.
strap keep boah.
I've never run so intensely before. Okay, I described to your Rayming's backpacking kit based on his Instagram story.
Okay.
It's the height of a normal off-road bicycle, which is what a normal bicycle look like. The tentage does not go any higher than that. The peak of the tent is the highest point of the bicycle. So it's like that, but right at the middle, there is a bicycle.
Right.
So you have no space. You probably sleep beside the bike. He will have a sleeping bag, and under his sleeping bag, he got this inflatable
Mattress.
sheet of sorts. I wouldn't go so far as call it mattress. I feel like it's just a sheet.
But he's
Oh,
being
horrible
woke,
design. I would just put the bike here and then I will find a tree and just mount like that lah.
Assuming you find a tree, yeah.
No, you know
what
what
else
they
is
need?
there?
They just
What
need an
else?
attachment that you can attach to the front and like backside of the bike that can like stand up like that. Then you can have a higher tent.
Or if you find a friend and you use 2 bikes.
Or if you find a friend, you'll split the cost of hostel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You get hotel room.
But that takes away the adventure.
No, though.
I think I don't mind if it's a car. If it's a car, okay.
Like
Yeah.
when I went to New Zealand with Pat, right? Like most of our trips were powered, so you can plug in and charge everything. Yeah. So you can charge, then you got heater and everything.
Right.
Then
But-
we only went camping twice, which means you cannot charge. But I still got heater, I got electricity, I got light.
But it's like at the non-campsite areas, is it?
No, it's still you have to go to a campsite. It's a parking lot. No, but there's no attendant, no shower facility.
Wow, we really first world.
Really? Yeah.
Damn first world.
Okay lah. Human race has come so far. Let's
Let's
Yeah, why
enjoy
not,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Why not,
Why want to
right?
regress
Enjoy
for
lah.
fun?
Yeah.
Regress also regress 1-2 days for the experience. And regress for 40 over days. Don't make sense.
Now got Uber, cycles. Yeah.
Now got fat burner want to die. Right?
All right, guys. So whether or not you're staying in Singapore, you're traveling out, do remember to exercise social responsibility and individual personal responsibility as well. Also, do remember that if you need to travel, most likely you need to be vaccinated. So if you're not vaccinated yet but you're eligible, do sign up. Well, most likely all gonna get COVID anyway, so it really helps to get protected and also like not burden the healthcare system as well. So we covered quite a lot of things today. If you need the links, we put them down in the description box below as well as the phone number. I want to thank you so much, guys, for watching. Do remember to drop us a sub and a like, and thank you so much to Rayming from the Woke Salaryman as well. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Stay woke.